Over the last week, we've shown you a few cases where parents say that sex offenders are living too close for comfort to their children's schools. Now, the offenders are legally allowed to live there because the 1,000-foot state law does not apply to them. But in one case, a sex offender was living in a halfway house near Cape Elementary. And now parents want to know why there aren't more regulations on where halfway houses can be located and if state lawmakers would get involved with this. 4 in Your Corner's Lisa Greenberg has been calling legislators to find out, and she's finally heard back. Lisa?
Amy, I've been calling state lawmakers for almost a week now, trying to get their thoughts on regulating those halfway houses. We told you last week about a sex offender living in this halfway house just across the street from Cape Elementary. He lived there for months without parents knowing. There's very little state regulation on how and where these sober houses operate, and now parents want to push lawmakers to make a change. We asked State Senator Lizbeth Benaquisto if she'd be willing to look into legislation regulating these halfway houses. She says she's in favor of doing anything to protect our children.
I am in favor of doing all that we can to protect children, and if that takes a look at making sure that folks who are sexual offenders or predators can't live in a halfway house that's located near a school or children, absolutely.
I also called up State Representative Heather Fitzenhagen. She tells me the state legislature has already been looking into regulating halfway houses.
One of my colleagues who represents the Boca Raton area is very concerned about the regulations that govern the operation of halfway houses and keeping the neighborhoods safe and so on. So I have no doubt that he will be revisiting that this term.
She adds that she supports the purpose of halfway houses to integrate people with drug and alcohol problems back into society, but agrees that some regulations should be placed on these halfway houses for the safety of our children. Live in the studio, Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4 in Your Corner.